Hey everyone, today we're going to be opening up this old can of chili from the early 1980s. And right here on the container, it says, "In sight, Steak and Shake. It must be right, chili with beans." This is a 10-ounce can, and we're going to look at the back of it, the ingredients list. Water, beef, beans, chili powder, modified food starch, salt, and that's a word I can't pronounce. Aquaracin, paprika. That must be the kind. I know what paprika is. Just the type of paprika. I couldn't pronounce that word at first. U.S. Agriculture inspected. It's got a big barcode from the early 80s. That's when they first started making the bigger barcode. They needed more bars. Now they just use a smaller barcode for areas like a side of a skinny box where they don't need them, where a big one wouldn't fit. They save the smaller SKUs now just for the sides of narrow boxes and stuff where it can't fit. I love the graphics of this can. It kind of looks like a picnic table. Tablecloth for a picnic table is what I meant to say. And the instructions: empty contents of can into saucepan and heat thoroughly, approximately 10 minutes. Serving suggestion: to make our famous three-way chili, add a serving of chili with beans into a bed of cooked spaghetti, top with cooked seasoned ground beef, and encircle with a ring of sauce. The sauce is made by combining one tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Am I pronouncing that right? I see the word Worcestershire. Here in Massachusetts, we got Worcester County. That's the first thing it reminds me of. Sauce 2, 4 ounces of ketchup. Now this can is pretty bloated. It's got a lot of pressure in there. It's going to make a big as soon as we pierce it with the can opener. All right, let's see. Got our old reliable rival can opener. I'm gonna go ahead and plug that thing in. So everyone, this is what I was telling you about. You see how bulged it is? There's a bunch of pressure in here, and it looks like it possibly leaked. I'm assuming right here is where the seam is. We can see the bottom. No, it's not. The seam is right here, actually. So this must have got dented or something. Here, listen to this. There's rust in there. I'm chipping away rust underneath the label. That's what you can hear. But let's get a quick look over this can. Making sure everything focuses if anyone wants to pause and read anything. And here we go. All right, everybody, it's time to open the can up. I always open them from the bottom because I like to preserve the vintage can and put them on my shelves, as you can see around me. Couldn't find a plate around, but here's a 5-gallon bucket cover for now. Let's go ahead. This might spray. It's gonna go. Whoa. As soon as that happened, I could feel the bottom suck inwards. No more pressure. All right. You can definitely still smell what the product formerly was. It's not like chili consistency anymore. It's like, oh yeah, it's a big hard chunk. Look at that, it keeps its shape. Consistency anymore. It's like, oh yeah, it's a big hard chunk. Look at that, it keeps its shape. It's like, oh yeah, it's a big hard chunk. I always love the products that keep their shape because they're so old and parts of it are starting to fall apart. I'm actually a bit surprised that the beans kept their shape. I know I've opened baked beans in the past. The whole thing was a mushy, unrecognizable mess. Specifically, we've opened Butch's baked beans from the early 2000s, maybe 2006 or so. And those ones were in horrible condition, but these looks like a pinto bean. All right. Yeah, it does not smell like it once was. It doesn't smell necessarily bad, but it's getting there. Definitely getting there. Now on the inside, where you see that rust, I can't see anything there, but I know there's a pinhole causing it to leak right here. Just the fact that they're right above each other, I don't think that was a spill. This got either hit. There's definitely something wrong the way they're lined up. It definitely leaked. And somehow sealed itself to provide us with all that pressure. That was a mistake, what I just did there. That's fine, it cleaned off nicely. When I do these videos, I usually will go over to the sink, fill it up with water, let it soak overnight, pour it out in the morning, and then it's good to go. Here's a close-up look. It looks like a giant poop. That is nasty. It's like half decomposed, the beef part of it. Not a pleasant smell, but also not necessarily smelling bad. All right, let's dispose of this. All right, guys, now that we're in the bathroom, I'm going to go ahead and take my can and fill it up with water. And we're going to let this thing soak overnight to get all that stuff out. Just place it over there in the corner. And this right here, we can get rid of this. And I'm going to get rid of this piece after we wash it off. First, I got to wash my hands. Then we're going to send this down the drain, make a nice whirlpool for it. All right, guys, here we go. We're going to send this thing down the drain. Quickly clean the nice cover off. I'm going to throw that lid into the trash. Yeah, it's the beans. They're clogging up the bottom. We have a big pipe, but unfortunately the opening isn't that big. Oh, do I miss the old sink. Yeah, I gotta manually grind all the beans through. Honestly, I think I might take a drill and drill out the bottom of this so it's bigger. That would definitely be helpful. Because I get why it's like this so you can't drop things, but I miss my old basement sink. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I had to, with my fingers, grind it around to push it through the holes. The old basement sink, that part down there did not exist. The actual drain, nothing was down there. But it was also a 1950s sink, that might be why. And you see there, I want to go down there, maybe even with cutters, cut this so the middle's wide open. That's how we used to send other stuff through. And let me explain why it won't clog the pipe in my situation. First off, we're going to go underneath here. If I was to drop something big, like maybe a piece of silverware down this, it's going to get stuck right here, not being able to go around the corner. Anyways, anything else that could possibly go down here will not clog, because as soon as this goes through this wall right here, it goes into a slightly bigger pipe. As soon as it goes through there, there's an adapter that goes to a 2-inch pipe, and then it goes right into the main plumbing stack of the house. Even if something did get jammed at any of these joints, a pipe snake could reach it. And anything long, like a fork, would get stuck here, not allowing it to pass. Now, what I mean by that is on the other side of this wall is a large plumbing stack with 6-inch pipes, as you see here. The person who used to own this house, the guy who built this house, was a commercial plumber. A house is not required to have a 6-inch sewage pipe, but this one does, and that's good to prevent clogs. You see, what's actually required is that, a smaller pipe. You see, when the toilet was replaced last year, I only needed to put a smaller pipe on there instead of buying that stuff, which is way more expensive. Well, guys, that product actually left the room smelling a bit gross. Might have to open some windows and let it air out. Definitely not as bad as the time we opened the Spam. That still holds the record for stinkiest product. And I hope this video was interesting. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.